excited to be back with a paint with me, and this one's going to be a little different because I'm also going to be sharing like a peek at what I've been working on for the past month. So if you haven't been following me on Instagram, you may or may not know that I was participating in a pattern challenge and I actually completed the whole thing, which I'm super excited about. So I wanted to kind of share those different patterns with you while I'm like painting my nails in real time. So on the side, you guys are going to be seeing all the nails, and then I'm also going to be showing you the prompts and like what I did for each prompt's interpretation. So if you didn't follow along, the challenge that I was doing was hosted by Melanie Johnson, a surface designer, and she basically had for each 2 days of the month there was a prompt, then you would post it with a certain hashtag, and so that is what I did. I'm really excited about sharing it with you. So let's take a look at the first prompt. So day 1 and 2's theme was sunshine. So I created this really fun kind of sunshine pattern that also has other summer essentials like sunglasses and a little SPF bottle. I actually really liked how this one came out. I was using new to me brushes at the time because I treated myself to a new brush kit for the start of the challenge. And I really actually like how this came out. I also did different color variations. So if you followed me on Instagram, you may or may not have seen that. So day 3 and 4's theme was spark, and honestly, this one like really stumped me. I was like, how am I gonna draw a spark? But this is like also like the second prompt. I'm not gonna give up. So I went with these really kind of like messy abstract like spark shapes, and then I just did fun colors for my color palette, gave them a very pencil-y texture, and then I also like did a variation that had like clouds in the background, and I just had fun playing with texture on this one, happy colors, and these colors honestly just make me think of summer, which I love. The next prompt was ocean, and honestly, I was drawing a blank because I'm like, how do I pattern an ocean? But I was watching Outer Banks at the time, and one of John B's shirts kind of like inspired me to do like a palm tree oceany sunset print. So that is what that was. Day 4 and 5's prompt was flowers, and flowers are not my forte, even though I used to like do floral nails all the time and like they were kind of a thing, and you guys knew like, oh, that's Sarah doing them. When it comes to like regular art, not necessarily my thing, but I ended up doing this like really tropical combination and ended up really liking it. So also did just like line art versions of these, so where you had like a background color and then you had a contrasting version of that same color on top of it. It's kind of fun. The next prompt was ice cream, and ice cream was like, I wasn't sure what I was gonna do, but I ended up doing like these fun little ice cream scoops, and I really like how this one came out. Very fun. And I asked you guys on Instagram like what sort of ice cream colors or flavors I should do, and that's where I got all the ideas for. So this one was a little bit of a collaborative one, which I love. The next prompt was underwater, and I'm like, okay, again, how do I pattern something that's underwater? Because there's like so many different things and parts that you have to think about when you're patterning. But for underwater, I ended up doing a whole bunch of seashell variations because they all live underwater, and I absolutely love seashells. And honestly, drawing seashells is a bit intimidating to me, even though you wouldn't think so, but that's why I wanted to do seashells, practice them, and I do kind of like how this came out. I wish I probably would have made my lines thicker, so maybe I will redo this at some point. The next prompt is flow, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? I ended up trying my best attempt at a striped wave pattern. Now, I have never done stripes before in a pattern, so I was a little intimidated by it because of like how you have to like think how to put a pattern together and make everything seamless. And I tried to make all of these patterns for this challenge seamless repeating patterns, and I eventually came up with something, and I do kind of like it, but you know, there's some room to grow on this one. The next prompt for what day are we on? 14 and 15 was cocktails, and I had so much fun with this. I have always like struggled with drawing glasses, and I still do, but I went out of my comfort zone and went for it, and I had a lot of fun. Played with some different brushes that I hadn't played with before, and I feel like that really made like the margarita glass come to life a little bit, and I'm pretty excited about that because now I want to draw more cocktails, I guess. I mean, they're fun and fruity and very summery in my mind. The next prompt was sunglasses, so I borrowed some of the sunglasses shapes from the very first pattern that I did for this challenge, put them together, created a cute repeating pattern of them, and did them in different colors. And I really like how this one came out, even though like at the start, like I didn't love this one at all. But I think that's the interesting thing about doing this sort of thing is that when you start, most of the times you don't like it, but by the end you end up loving it, and then you're looking back at it a few weeks later and it's like one of your favorite things ever. But this one did come out pretty fun. Then the upcoming, or the next prompt I should say, is sweet. This was for days 18 and 19. And I'll be honest, like this is my least favorite of all of them. I don't remember what was going on at this time. I think I was having tech issues, so it was like not on my high to-do list. I was trying to fix things. But this one I decided to interpret as fruit shaped cookies. And while that idea sounds really fun and it looks kind of cute, I feel like I could have done more or something. I don't know. It's not my favorite, but it's also cute and I like the concept. So I may want to play with this concept again sometime. Day 20 and 21, the prompt was dogs. And I've always wanted to be able to illustrate a dog, specifically a Cavalier King Charles, but I am also very critical, I guess, of my drawing of a Cavalier King Charles because that's the type of dog that we have and I need it to be perfect, but of course, that's not always so. And sometimes I forget, like, it doesn't have to look realistic, it just has to, like, kind of resemble the dog. Anyway, spent a ton of hours trying to figure out my style of dog, and I'm still not sure I have it down, but I ended up coming up with this little pattern and it is kind of cute, and it is modeled after our dog at Dixie with the little like I forget what the spot on her head is called, the Queen's Touch, I think it is. And then of course I patterned other dog related things around it. There's a paw print in the background, dog toys, a collar modeled after hers, and that was fun. And then I did this like monochromatic version that I really like and think would be like a cute sheet or like dog bed print or something like that. I really do actually like this one because the line art, you don't have to worry too much about like the details and the textures and everything. So now we're moving on to the next prompt, which I definitely like a lot more. Day 22 and 23 was all themed around the word island. So I had a lot of fun with this. I had been working on a different project and I'd been drawing little island shapes like out in the ocean. So I wanted to kind of take that concept and bring it into this pattern. So I did like scattered islands and they're not based off of anything, 100% random shapes. And then I wanted to create like little, give you the illusion of like island hopping. So I also placed like a boat, a bird, just like different things that you would see or spot on an island. Also the lighthouse. This lighthouse in particular, shape-wise, was inspired by a local lighthouse to me, but the colors and everything, I had been watching Outer Banks, so that was inspired by that show. The next prompt is joy, and this one took me a while to come up with, but I think it's possibly my favorite prompt from this whole challenge. So yeah, it went from me like not liking and like fearing this prompt to absolutely loving it. Basically, what I did was I just kind of like drew a lot of things that made me think of Florida and beachy tropical life, summer days, and then put it all into a pattern because all of those things bring me joy. And I did it in a very like doodly sketchy way. I feel like leaving like the pencil outline and then color blocking in the shapes. I also couldn't decide on like one color combo, so I actually did two different versions, which you guys may or may not have seen on Instagram. And if you haven't yet, you can head over there to like see it in full. And I actually really, really love this one, and I wouldn't mind like looking into making this one like fabric or something like that in the very near future. I don't know. I feel like that could be a lot of fun. Day 26 and 27, the prompt was cool. Another one, like, how do I interpret this? So I was just thinking of different things that I thought were cool. And since everything else was very oceany and summery and beachy related, I, went with that, which is pretty typical for me. And I decided to do a starfish because starfish, I have troubles like drawing or illustrating a starfish because I think it's just a traditional star shape, but I need to work on like more curved lines. So that is why I did that. And I actually really, really like how this one came out. Again, I feel like this one would be a fun like fabric or even like a big like fuzzy blanket that you would like have as an accent throw in a beachy themed room. Like I love that idea. Or even like a pillow. Like this one has like potential and maybe a future. I really like this one. Now, day 28 and 29, the prompt was renewal. And at this time, I was actually switching iPads. So this one took me a few days longer than expected, but I still got it done before the end of the month, which I'm very happy about. And again, renewal, like, how do I turn this into a pattern? So I was thinking about the word, and then I was thinking of like the word renew. And for some reason, from the song from High School Musical 2 called Fabulous, where Sharpay, is singing, you're gonna relax and renew. That just like kept playing over and over in my head. So then I like looked it up. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I remember that scene. But that scene, like they were in their like chase lounge chairs along the pool. And so that is kind of how I came up with these like pool chase lounge chairs all patterned. And the yellow striped one is actually like from that movie scene, and the pink one would also be from the movie scene. But the rest were just, colors that I love to use and to mix it up. So a bit of a stretch for the prompt there, but I feel like it works and it was kind of fun, and I will always think of that now in my head when I see this pattern too. Now, the very last prompt was sunset, which is like the perfect kind of way to end this whole challenge, which honestly I'm sad it's over. And for this, I decided to kind of do something a little different. I did a bit of a block pattern here with like bold colors and then the absence of colors showing a sunset. I thought it was kind of fun, and I really like how this one came out. I love it in like just the 4, but of course, turning it into a full-on repeating pattern, it also looks pretty cool, and I'll be sharing that on Instagram very soon if I haven't already. I don't know, I kind of got behind on there. But I really like how that one came out. So thank you for paying attention to my little pattern recap. That was fun. And all while doing my nails, which is also fun. And now we're finishing up this manicure, and I decided to just like make this like fun little trendy accent nail. I've been seeing a lot of people wear like the perfecting shade as like their overall color for a nail, and then kind of doing like a negative space daisy. So I decided to do that. I haven't been doing like a ton of nail art recently because I've been doing so much other art. And then by the time that I'm ready to like do nails, like art's not on the top of my list because my hand hurts by then. But I do kind of like these, and maybe I'll film some videos while I have these on because I actually did it on both hands. I'm gonna go ahead and only show you guys the one hand on here, but I did do this on both hands, so it is possible. And that's basically it. After I did that, of course, I let it dry, and because I was using acrylic paint for the daisy, I did like an extra coat of top coat. So I did one, let it eat it all up, and then put on my very like favorite super shiny top coat on top of that whenever it was dried. And that kind of summed up this manicure. I basically just wanted a like very relaxed video today. I know this is on the longer side, but I wanted to be able to like share the patterns that I did this month with you guys while also, just sitting down painting my nails, so you guys could have like 2 different things to watch at once. So maybe you'll even want to rewatch this video. I was thinking, and I still might do this, but I was thinking about like taking one of the patterns that I created this past month and actually like doing it on my nails. But of course those patterns were really detailed, so I'm not sure that I still can do super detailed nail art like that. But I mean, it would be nice, so maybe we'll try it, maybe we won't, we'll see. But yeah, I think that's basically it for this video. I'm just going to be applying my top coats now. Lately, I have really been loving the Zoya's Naked Manicure Ultra Glossy Sealed Top Coat to seal in everything. It feels very plump on the nail, and it's super shiny, and it seems to wear pretty well on me. So, big fan of that at the moment. And I think that's about it. So if you guys have any questions, let me know down below. Let me know if you enjoyed this style of video. Like I said I think it was on Instagram stories the other day, I want to find more ways to share my art on YouTube as well. So be on the lookout for that. And if you guys have any like suggestions as to how you want to see it, like do you want to see behind the scenes of the art? Do you want to see time lapses? Do you want to see me doing it? Just let me know, and we will probably have more art videos in the near future. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye!